some people.
Hello, this is Charles Benninghoff, and today I want to talk about a very important bill in Congress that is called the Refugee Program Integrity Restoration Act. It has been designated as H.R. 4731. This act will reform the federal refugee resettlement program, the program that has brought America hundreds of thousands of completely unvetted, young, unattached Muslim males into our midst. Barack Obama has abused the refugee program with disastrous results, including the San Bernardino Massacre. I recently saw a reliable report that stated 91% of the Somalian Muslim refugees that Governor Kasich brought into his state are on welfare. This sort of government dependence will doom our overall society. H.R. 4731 has a hearing in the House Judiciary Committee this week. This bill was sponsored by Representative Paul Labrador of Idaho, a state that has a large Muslim population. Bloomberg News has reported that Obama wants to bring in 250,000 more unvetted refugees from the Syrian conflict into the United States over the next 2 years. The vast majority of the Syrian refugees will be fighting-aged males without background checks, and many will be battle-hardened soldiers of the Islamic State. H.R. 4731 is the first major overhaul of the Refugee Resettlement Act since 1980, and it will prevent Obama's Muslim refugee invasion. Here in detail is what the H.R. 4731 provisions do. It puts a firm cap on the number of refugees admitted from all countries at 60,000 per year. That number can only be increased by an act of Congress. The bill puts Congress in charge of determining the country of origin instead of the president. The bill takes power away from the Department of Homeland Security to grant waivers to criminals and terrorists, which they now do. Texas Governor Greg Abbott pointed out on Fox News last year that Obama has been granting waivers to known terrorists who have beheaded Christians in Syria and Iraq. H.R. 4731 also lifts the veil of security off of the refugee program and gives states and local communities the power to opt out of accepting refugees. Under the current program, communities and states often don't know when Obama's Muslim refugees are being dumped on them until it's too late. Even if American people protest, the federal government now still forces the states to take so-called refugees and foot the bill to support them on local welfare programs, not provided by the federal government, provided by the local citizens. America was built on the bedrock of biblical Christianity, and our Constitution was written by Christian founders and based largely on Christian principles. As Jesus said in Matthew chapter 7, in verse 27, and I quote, "And the rains descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat on that house, and it fell, and it was great that fall," close quote. America cannot continue down Obama's sandy path to our ultimate destruction. We have to stop it now. Please use our campaign page to contact Congress and tell it to pass the Refugee Program Integrity Restoration Act now. It is vitally important that we pass this legislation to stop Obama's flood of 250,000 unvetted Muslim male refugees into the United States. This is Charles Benninghoff, signing off and wishing you Godspeed.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.